We're underway here in Joliet. St. Francis against Calumet College of St. Joseph in game number 1 of the CCAC season. Apologies for some of the technical problems we're having with the sound here, but we should be good to go the rest of the way. There are 2 outs in the top of the first inning. Morgan Derringer doing the pitching for St. Francis and trying to finish off this Calumet lineup as she faces Celeste Robles. Again, 2 outs, the bases are empty. They count now 1-2 on the center fielder Robles, who swings and misses for strike 3. So a very quick top half of the first for Morgan Derringer and the Fighting Saints, who put the Crimson Wave down in order. Quick break here, and I'll be back to reset the action, get to the lineups as we are scoreless heading into the bottom of the first. St. Francis is coming to bat in the bottom of the first. Fighting Saints come into today's game with an 11-5 record overall, getting their first action in conference play. They come in ranked number 18 overall in the country. Calumet College of St. Joseph, 7-12, their overall mark this year, but like the Fighting Saints, it is their first conference matchup today. In fact, first conference games of the season around the CCAC today and throughout this weekend. Let's look at the starting lineups. First for the visitors from Calumet College. Their leadoff batter is left fielder number 15, Sadie Connor. Batting second, their designated player, Marissa Kopp. Center fielder hitting third is Celeste Robles. Cleanup batter at shortstop is Peyton West. In right field, Melanie Pabin. Batting sixth, their first baseman, Gina Locasero. Second baseman is Tiffany Galindo. Batting eighth is the pitcher, Alyssa Sansone. And hitting ninth at third base, Joanna Drew. Their catcher not in the batting lineup today is number 2, Samantha Lopez. And I already mentioned their pitcher, Sansone, in the circle right now. And toeing the rubber, getting ready to face the leadoff batter for the Fighting Saints, center fielder Anna Wetherell. First pitch to Wetherell is taken at the knees for strike 1. Anna Wetherell leading off playing center field, Brooke Carricker on deck. She is the second baseman, and due up third this inning is catcher Allie Belandis. Wetherell takes the ball low. It's 1-1. If anybody reaches this inning, we'll see the designated player, Kayla Garcia, get her first at bat of the game, and I'll read you the rest of the starters after this at bat. Wetherell swings and pops it up behind home plate and into foul territory. The count is 1-2. No score in the bottom of the first inning. Morgan Derringer pitched a 1-2-3 top half of the frame. Now Sansone trying to start off well, but it's shot out into left field by Wetherell on a line. Fielded on one hop by the left fielder, Sadie Connor. She gets it back to the infield, but Wetherell is aboard with a leadoff single. And Anna Wetherell has very good speed over there at first base, so a good player to have on to start today's game. Get you the rest of the lineup as promised. Batting fifth for the Fighting Saints today is first baseman Jensen Torzinski. Hitting sixth is the shortstop Ashley Gallison. Brooke Carricker shows bunt, takes a strike, runner goes, throw down to second base, is not in time to catch Wetherell. As I said, she's got good speed, always great to get her aboard leading off a ball game. And she steals second base, so she's in scoring position now with an 0-1 count on Brooke Carricker. Haley Length bats seventh and plays left field for Amanda Jensen's Fighting Saints today. Caitlin Rolniak is at third base, and hitting ninth is the right fielder, Paige Egan. Carricker, hard-hitting senior infielder, fouls the next pitch back. Behind in the count now 0-2. Carricker playing second base today. She's also capable out in the outfield. Sansone ready to go with the 0-2 pitch. Carricker hits it high in the air. Foul territory, right side. Pabin gives it a chase, but runs out of room as that ball lands several feet beyond the perimeter on the right side. It's out of play, and the count remains 0-2 on Carricker. Ellie Belandis waits on deck. Runner at second base. Nobody out. Bottom of the first of 7 innings. Little looper on the left side. That's foul and out of play. Carricker stays alive with another foul ball. No score just yet, but the Saints trying to get on the board early in this one. Carricker grounds it to third base. Nice stop off the knees. Joanna Drew fires across the diamond and retires Carricker 5-3. Nice play all around by Joanna Drew. Dropped down to her knee to field that ball. Looked Weatherall back to second base before firing over to first to make sure that there was no advance, and ensured the out as well. So now it's Allie Belandis with one out, trying to get this run in from second base. Fighting Saints, number 11 team in the country preseason. Had an up and down non-conference season. Mostly it was positive for them as they won 11 of their 16 games. Ball one to Alandis, gets away from Samantha Lopez, and Anna Weatherall charges into third base. So the mistake on that first pitch not only has a runner now just 60 feet away from scoring, but a hitter's count on Belandis, who swings at the 1-0 and clubs it backwards foul. And is even up at 1-1. Anna Weatherall has used her legs to advance on the base paths. A sharp single got the inning started, but she stole second. Moved to third as the first pitch to Belandis got away from the catcher Samantha Lopez, and it didn't get from her far. Just a slight bobble allowed Weatherall to advance, and now this one gets away from Lopez in the dirt, and Weatherall charged about a third of the way down the third base line. Just putting a little fear into the catcher Samantha Lopez. Ball had only rolled about 5 feet away, so no real chance for Weatherall to score. She remains at third base. 2-1 to Belandis, who's inside for ball 3. Beautiful evening in Joliet today. A little bit chilly, and that figures to become the predominant weather trait as the evening rolls on and the sun sets a little bit later. But for right now, with the sun shining, it is seasonably pleasant. Ground ball up the middle and through. A base hit for Belandis. Anna Weatherall comes in to score, and the Saints have their first run at home this season. In their first home game, they lead 1-0 in the first inning. Belandis picks up the RBI on the base hit. And Weatherall moves station to station around the bases. A single, a stolen base, a passed ball, and a base hit for Belandis scores her. So now it's the senior catcher standing at first base with one out and one in. And the sophomore slugger, Kayla Garcia, steps up to the plate. Garcia takes strike one from Sansone. Garcia, powerful right-handed hitter. Swings and pops it up on the infield, left side. Joanna Drew, the third baseman, camps under the ball and makes the squeeze for out number 2. Belandis holds at first base with 2 outs. And it's the number 5 hitter, Jensen Torzinski. Well, 1-0 the Fighting Saints lead in the bottom of the first inning. Torzinski flies it down the left field line, running hard towards that ball is Sadie Connor, but she watches it drop in front of her in foul territory for strike one on Jensen Torzinski. Weatherall single. Carricker grounded out. Belandis picked up the RBI base hit. Garcia popped out. Now Torzinski waits back on that one, rolls it weakly to the left side. In the hole, it's fielded by the shortstop Peyton West. Throw to first is off the mark. And Torzinski is aboard. Tough play for Peyton West. And a nice piece of hitting there by Jensen Torzinski as she becomes the third St. Francis base runner this inning. Slow ball, Torzinski had to halt her swing, but she was able to wait back and time it up well. Soft hit, but a slight deflection by the third baseman Joanna Drew, and Peyton West never really had a chance at it. So it's the shortstop Ashley Gallison taking strike one. 2 runners on base and a chance to put a crooked number up on the board with 2 outs. Fouled away to the right side and out of play. Sansone, on the other hand, now just 1 strike away from ending the inning. She's ahead of St. Francis shortstop, 0-2. Here's the pitch. Fastball called strike 3, and the inning is over. Gallison goes down looking. Sansone has her first strikeout and the Saints leave a pair. But at the end of one, our score is St. Francis 1 and Calumet nothing. Back with the second inning in just a moment. It's the top of the second inning and a strong start for the Fighting Saints today. They scored a run on 3 hits in the bottom of the first inning, and now their ace, Morgan Derringer, back to the pitching rubber to try to repeat the success she had in the first inning when she faced Sadie Connor, Marissa Kopp, and Celeste Robles and struck all 3 of them out. Not a batter made contact in the first. Derringer wouldn't mind more of the same here in the second as Peyton West, the shortstop, leads things off. West, a right-handed hitter, stands in and takes strike 1. Had a few technical problems back in the first inning. We're not able to get a few of those batters on the air fully, but they did all strike out. Top 3 hitters in the Calumet lineup. And on Peyton West is 1-1 to start the second. And there's a loose ball, so the home plate umpire will have to retrieve that and throw it out of play before we're able to continue again here. Derringer is senior for Amanda Jensen's Fighting Saints, and she's been the ace for all 4 of her years here at the University of St. Francis, trying to go out strong. Fires a ball high to West. The count is 2-1. She was not only the best pitcher on the staff a year ago, but the best pitcher in the conference and one of the best in the country as that ball's popped up, foul ground left side. Chasing it is the shortstop Gallison, can't quite reach. Nice effort by Ashley Gallison. She was really the only one with a chance at it. Haley Lent, Caitlin Rolniak gave a good chase as well, but Gallison was the only player at the right angle in range, and she reached out her glove, missed it by about a foot. 2-2 pitch. That's taken outside for ball 3 to Peyton West. Melanie Pabin stands on deck. Gina Locasero is due up third this inning. There's a swing and a fly ball, shallow left center field. Backing up Gallison, makes the catch before stumbling to the ground for out number 1. First time that any Crimson Wave hitter has made any contact against Derringer today. It's soft contact as it's popped out to shallow left center field. Length and Wetherell came in for it. Gallison was able to make the catch with her feet both still planted on the infield. First pitch to Pavin is taken for a strike. Gallison was slightly off balance as she made that grab. May have tripped a little bit on the lip of the grass as well. She hit the ground but was able to hold on to the ball, so a nice play by Gallison. Pavin takes ball 1 below the knees. The count is 1-1. 1 out, nobody on base. There's a strike over the inside corner. 1-2. 3 hits already for the Saints. Crimson Wave looking for their first base runner. The first 4 have been retired. Pavin takes a ball up and away. The count is now 2-2. Calumet College of St. Joseph wearing maroon jerseys today, tops and bottoms, with gray numbers and letters outlined in white. There's a tapper right in front of the plate. Allie Belandis picks it up and throws over to first for the out. 2-3, record that one. A swinging bunt for Melanie Pavement as that one died just in front of home plate. Maybe 2 feet in total before it stopped. And Belandis pounced on top of it, threw down to first, and got the second out of the inning. Here's Gina Locasero. Locasero takes strike one. Derringer's been pumping those in these first two innings. A lot of first pitch strikes, getting ahead of hitters. And for the most part, putting them away easily in the early going. Here's a ball low, 1-1. If Locasero reaches, Tiffany Galindo will bat next. Derringer delivers and fires another strike. Now there's 1-2. 2 outs, nobody on. Derringer 1 strike away from putting an end to the top of the second inning. Swung on and popped up right around home plate. Torzinski, the first baseman, comes in, called off by the catcher Belandis, and Ali Belandis makes the grab in the left-handed batter's box. So an easy 1-2-3 again for Derringer. First inning, nobody made contact. This inning, everybody makes contact, but nobody hit it out of the infield, and 2 of the balls were hit to the catcher Belandis. So we head to the bottom of the second. St. Francis leads Calumet 1-0. One nothing St. Francis as they come to bat for the second time in the game. Bottom of the second inning features the bottom of the order. Length, Rolniak, and Egan due to bat against Alyssa Sansone. First pitch is a strike to Haley Length. First inning went pretty well offensively for St. Francis. They scored a run. 3 of their 6 batters reached on base hits. Strike 2 called, and Length is in a quick hole. Sansone was able to strike out Ashley Gallison looking with 2 on and 2 out to avoid any further damage in the bottom of the first. There's a ball up and away, 1-2. Length awaits the pitch, swings and pops it up right side infield. Playable for the second baseman Tiffany Galindo, and Galindo makes the grab. 1 up, 1 down in the second inning. Leadoff batter retired for the first time in the ball game. Still a young game, but first time that Alyssa Sansone has retired back-to-back hitters. She got Gallison to end the first, now Length to begin the second. Prior to that, it had gone hit, out, hit, out, hit. Ball 1 high on Caitlin Rolniak. Rolniak gets the start at third base today. Batting for the first time, 8th in the order. Fastball over the inside edge, 1-1. Paige Egan waits on deck, and if anyone reaches, we're back to the top of the order in the bottom of the second inning. Saints already have 1 run on the board, that's huge. Fouled back by Rolniak, it's 1-2. You never know, but when Morgan Derringer pitches, 1 run is often enough. Numbers so far this year a little bit off the pace of a year ago, but when your ERA's in the low 2s and it seems like a disappointment, you set the standard pretty high. Ball low on Rolniak, 2-2. 2-3 runs, usually going to do it with Derringer on the mound. Saints already have 1 on the board, just 7 batters in. And Rolniak will take her base. She's hit on the arm by the 2-2 pitch. She becomes the 4th Saints base runner of the game. 4 of 8 have reached base. Here is the right fielder, Paige Egan. Egan takes a running start, looking perhaps to bunch. He leaves the bat on her shoulder and takes strike one. Egan, left-handed hitter, batting ninth in the order today. Awaits the 0-1 from Sansone. This time she does throw down that bunt, picked up by the pitcher Sansone, who flips it underhand over to first base to get the out. 3-1. Rolniak does advance on the play. She's at second now, but there are two outs. Anna Weatherall will try to reach base for the second time today. She singled in the first. A sharp single as the first hitter of the game for the Fighting Saints. Ultimately came around to score. This time she's trying to produce a run from the plate. And she flies it out to right field. A dive, and it'll drop past Melanie Pavin's outstretched glove. Rolniak scores. Weatherall around second, heading to third. It's a triple. Saints lead it 2-0. Fourth hit of the game for St. Francis, and it's the first one that was not a single. Pavin laid out for it, really her only option if she wanted to keep that run off the board. And that wasn't really a good option either. She came up well short on the dive. And when that ball scooted past her, it turned a potential single into a relatively easy RBI triple. But Carricker fouls the first pitch back for strike one. Joanna Drew made a nice play on Brooke Carricker her last time up as she grounded out to third. Something taken off that pitch as Carricker takes a strike. Quickly 0-2. One run is in, one runner is at third. Line drive right side, diving stop by the second baseman Tiffany Galindo. She flips backhanded over to first in time for the out. Great play by Galindo, saving another sure run. Looked like an RBI hit for Carricker. Galindo dove to her left. She was not able to catch the ball on the fly, but she knocked it down, and from her belly she picked it up and flipped it backhanded over to first base to end the inning. Saints will have to settle for one on one hit. We move to the third, 2-0 St. Francis. We're into the top of the third inning. Out of 7, first game of a doubleheader. Morgan Derringer rolling so far. She's retired the first 6 batters she's faced. She gets Tiffany Galindo to start off the third inning. 7th batter of the game for Calumet. And Galindo takes a strike. It's 1-1. Tiffany Galindo, Alyssa Sansone, Joanna Drew due up against Derringer. Strike called, it's 1-2. Derringer firing strikes consistently in the early going here. She struck out the first 3 batters of the game. Popped up, left side foul and out of play. No strikeouts in the second inning. Everybody made contact, but it was all soft contact. Nobody hit the ball out of the infield. And now back to the strikeouts as Galindo takes strike 3 looking. First called strike 3 for Morgan Derringer today. The previous 3 had all been swinging. She's got 4 of them now in 2 1/3 innings as Alyssa Sansone steps to the batter's box for the first time and hits a foul ball. Seen plenty of Sansone tonight. She is Derringer's opposition in that pitching circle. And not off to quite as good a start. 2 runs so far in 2 innings. Ball 1 to even the count. 1 out and nobody on. It's 1-1 on Sansone. Right-handed hitting pitcher takes the ball. 2-1. It's been a rarity so far today. The hitter ahead of the St. Francis pitcher in the count. See if Derringer can come back and get her. Not on this pitch. Ball 3 low. Second 3-ball count to the game from Derringer. It's 3-1. And there's a strike over the inside edge of the plate. Our count is full, 3-2 with 1 out, nobody on. Drew on deck. And there's ball 4. Crimson Wave have their first base runner of the game. It's Alyssa Sansone, who draws the 1-out walk in the top of the 3rd inning. Brings up Joanna Drew, the 3rd baseman. Drew takes strike 1. Crimson Wave entered today's game on a 3-game winning streak. So now the squad the Saints are looking to take lightly as there's a chopper in front of the plate picked up by Derringer with the bare hand. She throws over the first and gets the out. So 1 full time through the order. Still nobody has hit the ball out of the infield. We'll see if the Crimson Wave are able to make any adjustments. Now that they're each seeing Morgan Derringer for a 2nd time. Connor struck out looking in the first, or rather swinging. She takes strike 1 here. Left-handed batting outfielder Sadie Connor starting in left today. Derringer's 0-1 is flailed at and missed 0-2. There's a swing and a pop-up into foul territory. And on a play, the count remains no balls and 2 strikes. Runners at 1st and 2nd here for Calumet. Sansone walked. And there's a ball. Count 1-2 on Connor. Joanna Drew tapped it back to the pitcher. Morgan Derringer made the throw to first, couldn't get it. Still nothing but soft contact. There's more soft contact. The foul ground. Nice job by Connor to stay alive. She fell behind very quickly in this at-bat. 0-2. She's battled a couple of foul balls, and here's another one behind home plate. Yeah, out of play. Let's send somebody to track that ball down, as they have so many before in this at-bat alone. Marissa Kopp patiently waiting her turn on deck. Manager trying to get out of this inning with a ground ball. And instead, it's a ball outside on Connor. The count is now 2-2. She'll throw an 8th pitch in this at-bat. Hit in the air on the infield. Caught by the 2nd baseman, Brooke Carricker. And there's 2 down. The runners hold their positions. Sansone is at 2nd. Drew is at first, and Marissa Kopp is the batter. Kopp shows bunt early, pulls the bat back, swings away, and can't catch up to the fastball. Strike one. Kopp struck out swinging her first time up. Derringer struck out the first 3 batters. She's got 4 strikeouts for the game. She misses high on the next pitch to Kopp, 1-1. First base runner of the ball game for Calumet came on a 1-out walk earlier this inning. First hit was an infield single, 1 batter later. It was a slow roller to second. Carricker throws over to first and ends the inning. No harm done on the walk and the hit, and we'll head to the bottom of the 3rd inning as Calumet leads 2 and doesn't score. It's 2-0. St. Francis on top. Allie Belandis leads off the bottom of the 3rd for the Fighting Saints, who lead Calumet College of St. Joseph 2-0. After 2.5 innings, pretty straightforward start. Saints 1 run in the first, 1 run in the second. Calumet's had trouble getting anything going against Morgan Derringer. Belandis pops it foul off to the left side and out of play. Strike 1 as we begin the 3rd. Belandis had the game's first RBI, a ground ball single straight up the middle back in the 1st inning, scored Anna Weatherall. Belandis now 1 for 1 in the contest. She takes a ball low. 1-1 is the count. Belandis, number 22 on her back, the catcher for the Saints. Takes a strike from Sansone. That was 1 ball and 2 strikes. Fighting Saints will send Belandis, Garcia, and Torzinski to the plate this inning. Ashley Gallison waiting in the wings in case anybody reaches. And Sansone has not had a perfect inning yet. In fact, she hasn't had a scoreless inning yet. And this one may prove to be scoreless, but it won't be perfect as she hits Belandis. And that's the 2nd hit batter of the game. Saints have a runner at first base to lead things off. 2nd time in 3 innings they've gotten their leadoff man on. St. Francis has 4 hits. They've been hit twice, so 6 total base runners. Despite hitting 2 batters, Sansone has not walked anybody yet. There's Kayla Garcia, 0 for 1. Slugging sophomore popped out to 3rd base in the 1st inning. She takes ball 1 here from Sansone. First game of the conference season. And the 2nd game of the conference season will follow this one. Today, the first of back-to-back doubleheader days. Strike called on Garcia, 1-1. Back in action tomorrow, an hour earlier at 4 o'clock. Games originally scheduled for Saturday have been pushed back. Or moved up, I should say. There's some bad weather coming in. Ball 2 on Garcia. Runner on first, nobody out, 2-1 on Garcia. Hit in the air, foul. right side out of play. Count is 2-2. Sansone's got 1 strikeout so far. Got Ashley Gallison looking to end the first inning. She'll try to pick up number 2 right here. Ball high, it's full. Calumet slightly fortunate to still be up, or down I should say, just 2-0. Looked like Brooke Carricker had extended the lead with a near base hit to end the last inning as Garcia takes the ball into dirt. It's a walk, and now there are 2 on base with nobody reaching on a hit by pitch, and a walk. Here's Jensen Torzinski. Back in the bottom of the second, runner at third, 2 outs. Carricker hit a screamer to the right side, and a great defensive play by Tiffany Galindo. Saved a hit and a run. The Saints right now aren't looking to settle for 2 for this game. They've got 2 on base with nobody out, and Torzinski drives one out to deep left center field. That's back towards the fence and off the fence on a short hop. Belandis scores. Garcia slides to third base as Jensen Torzinski picks up a double. An RBI double for Jensen Torzinski. It's 3-0 St. Francis. And there's still nobody out with 2 runners in scoring position, and Ashley Gallison coming up. Torzinski now 2 for 2, and she just missed a home run right there. About 2 feet further out, and that one clears the short fence out in left center field. As it was, it ricocheted off of it on a short hop. Ashley Gallison is 0 for 1. She struck out looking back in the first inning. Joanna Drew in at third base. Gina Locasero pinching in over at first. First pitch to Gallison misses the strike zone low. It's ball 1. Two on, none out. Allison takes a strike over the inside corner, 1-1. It's already 3-0 St. Francis. They're looking to put this game away early. Morgan Derringer doing the pitching. Tapper down the third baseline. It's just foul. And the count now 1-2. Derringer doesn't often give up 3 runs in a game. Calumet's got 4 innings left to try to get that and more off of her if they want to have any chance of winning this thing. Gallison flies it out to center field. Celeste Robles takes a few steps to her right and makes the catch. Runners go back to tag, and they'll both advance. Garcia coming in to score. Hannah Sante slides into third base. The throw got away at third, but she had to locate the ball after getting up from her slide and didn't feel confident risking trying to score. Good base running, though, by the pinch runner Sante there. She came in at second base for Jensen Torzinski. It's a sacrifice fly for Gallison and an RBI, and it's 4-0 St. Francis. And now it's Haley Lent with a runner at third and still less than 2 outs. As the Saints continue trying to break this game open. 4-0 in the third. They've scored in every inning thus far. Big swing and a miss from Lent. Haley Lent popped up to the second baseman her first time up. She's going to try to lift this ball into the outfield. Maybe come up with another sacrifice fly as Gallison picked up just before her. Strike called this time. Count is 0-2. Sansone ready to go. So is Lent. She fouls it off to the right side and just out of reach of the first baseman, Gina Locasero. Locasero not able to get there in time. If she had, maybe she had enough room to reach over the fence and pull that ball in, but I don't know. Might have been out of her reach, even if she had gotten there in time. Popped up, similar spot. This time drifts a little bit further out of play. Foul ball regardless, still 0-2 on length. Here's the pitch. Line shot, left side and through for a base hit. Splits the gap between West and Drew, the shortstop and third baseman. And Haley Length has herself an RBI single. Sante comes in to score. Length puts the Saints back on the board. That's their third run of the inning. On just 2 hits, 4 of the first 5 batters this inning have reached. It's 5-0, runner on, 1 out, and it's Caitlin Rolniak. Rolniak was hit by a pitch. She came up with 1 out in the second inning. Eventually came around to score on an Anna Wetherell triple. Rolniak takes strike 1 here. Rolniak takes a strike, this time over the inside corner, 0-2. Shade is starting to set in here as the sun begins its descent. Still another hour or so before actual sunset. Ball low, 1-2. And it's the early days of spring. We have to expect some volatile weather. And we're going to have a big change between start of game 1 and the end of game 2 today as Rolniak grounds that ball up the middle and out of the reach of the shortstop West. That rolls all the way out to center field, a base hit for Rolniak. Third hit of the inning for the Fighting Saints. Haley Length advances to second base. 2 on, 1 out, Paige Egan at the plate. There's only been 1 out recorded this inning. And that 1 out was a very productive one. It was a sacrifice fly and an RBI. So there has not been an unproductive at bat this inning for the Fighting Saints. Going back to last inning, 8 of their last 10 hitters have gotten on base. Conference in the pitcher's circle. But Alyssa Sansone is going to stay in the game for now. New hitter, I should say, rather than new pitcher. Sansone stays in, but for the moment, Paige Egan does not. Anna Jensen will use up her pinch hitter right now. Jeannie Chernikowski comes in, batting from the right side. 2 on, 1 out. 5-run lead already for the Fighting Saints. Strike 1, just above the knees of Chernikowski. Paige Egan grounded out to first base her first time up. She'll presumably re-enter the game after this at bat. And Anna Jensen wants to take advantage of a scoring opportunity while she's got it right now. She brings up a bigger bat off the bench. And Chernikowski fouls it back. It's 0-2. Landis was hit by a pitch. Garcia walked. That's how this whole thing started. 2 on base before anybody had to swing the bat. Strike 3 called over the outside corner. A big strikeout picked up by Alyssa Sansone, her second strikeout of the game. Both have come looking. 2 down, still 2 on, and back to the top of the order. Korzinski double. Gallison picked up another RBI on a sac fly, and Length singled in another run. Caitlin Rolniak singled to keep the inning alive, or keep the rally going, I should say, as Wetherell fouls it away. Strike 1. And then Chernikowski struck out for out number 2 here in the third. And now we're at the top of the order. Anna Wetherell has done a really nice job from this spot so far today. Wetherell lays off a ball low. It's 1-1. Wetherell singled, stole a base, and scored a run in the first. She tripled and drove in a run in the second. And now she gets an at-bat for the 3rd consecutive inning. Strike called. She's behind in the count, 1-2. And Alyssa Sansone, after a long meeting out there between Rolniak and Chernikowski's at bat, seems to have settled in. She's 1 strike away from ending the inning. Instead, it swung on and grounded to second base, picked up cleanly by Galindo. She throws to first and ends the inning. Saints send 8 to the plate in the third. They score 3 runs on 3 hits. And we'll head to the top of the fourth. 5-0. St. Francis leads. Number 3 hitter, Celeste Robles, leads off top of the fourth for Calumet and fouls off the first pitch for strike 1. 5-0 St. Francis, thanks in part to 3-run bottom half of the third. They've scored in every inning so far. There's a looper towards the pitcher, and Derringer takes just 1 step to her left. Makes that catch easily. A little pop out for Robles, who's now 0 for 2. 10 of 12 batters have been retired by Derringer. She's gotten 3 in a row, and she'll face Peyton West here. 1 out, nobody on. Ball 1 high. New right fielder for the Fighting Saints this inning. Jensen Torzinski was pinch run for last inning at first base, but she, as expected, is right back in there. West takes a strike. It's 1-1. Paige Egan was pinch hit for it. She's not back out there. It's Maddie Keating playing right field. Ball low, 2-1. West is 0 for 1. She popped out to her counterpart at shortstop in the second inning. She was the first Crimson Wave hitter to make contact against Derringer today. She makes contact again, this time a pop up to the right side, and it's going to drop in front of Brooke Carricker for a base hit. A little fortunate placement right there for Peyton West. Just a looper to the right side. Carricker couldn't quite make the catch on the fly, and once it bounced, West had enough speed that Carricker really needn't even have bothered making a throw. Easily beat out at first base. Ball inside on Paben, 1-0. Melanie Paben, 0 for 1. She tapped out to the catcher her first time up. In fact, dropped it just a foot or 2 in front of home plate. Ellie Blandis had no problem with that ball. Fouled back, 1-1. Calumet's got their 3rd base runner of the game over at first right now. It's their 2nd hit of the evening, and yet they still have not put a ball into the outfield. Both of their hits have come on the infield. Ball low, 2-1. Strike call. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 1 out, 1 on base. 5-0 St. Francis in the top of the 4th. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 5th strikeout of the game for Derringer. Just the 2nd that she's procured since the 1st inning, but she's been on cruise control in this thing. Just an infield hit has kept her from a perfect 4th inning. Gina Locasero takes strike one. Locasero is 0 for 1 with a pop out to the catcher. Pops this one in the catcher's area, but too far back and out of play behind home plate. Derringer has her where she wants her. No balls and 2 strikes. 1 strike away from finishing off the Crimson Wave in this 4th inning. Bottom of the 4th, Fighting Saints will send up Carricker, Belandis, and Garcia. Powerful trio as they look to add a few more to their runs total. With the runner on the move, another foul ball popped off to the right by Locasero. Derringer gets a new ball from Ellie Belandis. Paces the circle and settles back on the rubber. Ready for the 0-2 pitch to the right-handed hitting Locasero. That ball hit deep out to center field. Playable though for Wetherill, who backs up a few steps and makes the grab. First time today we've seen anybody from the Crimson Wave square one up. But Wetherill was Johnny on the spot, an easy fly out to center field, and the inning is over. We're halfway through this thing, heading to the bottom of the 4th. St. Francis 5, Calumet nothing. Brooke Carricker leads off the bottom of the 4th inning with St. Francis ahead of Calumet College of St. Joseph 5-0. Carricker smacks the first pitch backwards and foul for strike 1. Carricker 0 for 2 with a couple of groundouts, although not all groundouts are created equally. Both good defensive plays to keep her off the base paths. This time she hits it on the line off the glove of the third baseman Joanna Drew, who tracks it into foul territory. Carricker is aboard with a leadoff base hit. She smoked that ball right at Drew, who stuck her glove up almost in self-defense, not able to squeeze it quickly enough to make the grab. But she keeps it in front of her and holds Carricker to 1 base. Leadoff single. 3rd time in 4 innings the leadoff batter has reached for the Fighting Saints. And they've scored so far in every inning. Not only have they scored in every inning, they've left 5 runners on base through 3 frames. So in some ways, Alyssa Sandstone has actually done a nice job of limiting the damage. Allie Belandis swings and misses. Foul tipped it for strike 1. Belandis has reached base twice today. She's got an RBI and a run scored. Singled back in the 1st inning, hit by a pitch in the 3rd. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Belandis waits back on that one, hits it high in the air, but shallow to left field. Sadie Connor comes in near the line, makes the catch. Belandis is retired for the first time this evening. And there's 1 out in the bottom of the 4th. Kayla Garcia looking for her first hit. She walked and scored in the 3rd inning. Popped out her first time up. Carricker over at first base. She's hit the ball hard now 3 times. Has not been able to get it out of the infield thanks to some sterling defensive play, but finally she caught a break as Drew was not able to hang on to her screaming liner earlier this inning. She reached on an infield single. Strike 1 called on Kayla Garcia. Garcia number 33 on the Saints. Takes another strike. It's 0-2. Quick throw down to first base by Samantha Lopez, but Carricker easily back in ahead of that. Now the 0-2. Kayla Garcia swings and misses. Sandstone makes quick work of her. 3-pitch strikeout. And now it'll be up to Jensen Torzinski. Third strikeout of the game for Sandstone. First batter she's gotten swinging. And now it's Torzinski, who's had arguably the best day of the plate so far of all the Saints. 2 of 2, a single, a double, an RBI, and a run scored. She swings the first pitch here and lifts it to the left side of the infield. Moving to her right, Peyton West. Four innings under her belt today, and 5 runs allowed, but far and away the best of her 4 innings was the most recent one. Ball high and away, 1-1. She did not allow a run, gave up a leadoff single in the bottom of the 4th, but then retired the next 3 batters in succession. Fouled away, back behind home plate, 1-2. Derringer looking to make it back-to-back Ks on the score sheet here. Looking for out number 2 in the 5th. She misses inside. Count is 2-2. Joanna Drew waits on deck. Swing and a pop-up left side foul. Rolniak chases it, but nowhere really to go. That ball is well out of play. Still 2-2. Another good at-bat put together here by Alyssa Sansone. She's had a nice showing in a couple of ways today. She has battled in her 2 plate appearances. Loses the battle this time, though. Swung on and missed, strike 3. And Derringer picks up her 7th strikeout of the game, including her 2nd in a row. 4 in a row retired by Derringer. That's her best run since she started the game with those 7 straight. And she gets Joanna Drew to swing through that first fastball for strike 1. Joanna Drew had the first Crimson Wave hit of the game. Little tapper back to the pitcher. She was able to beat the first base. This ball driven out to deep left field. Backing up on it is Haley Lentz. She has room in front of the fence and makes the grab. The inning is over. For the 2nd straight inning, it ends with a deep drive to the outfield, but caught by a St. Francis fielder. 1-2-3, 5th. It's 5-0 St. Francis. 6, 7, and 8 in the batting order, due up for the Saints here in the 5th inning. Ashley Gallison starts things off with an awkward cut for strike one. Gallison hitless in the game, but she's got an RBI. Struck out in the first, sac fly in the third. It's 5-0 St. Francis. The one that Gallison drove in was the 4th of the game. She takes the ball high, 1-1. Alyssa Sansone still doing the work out there for the Crimson Wave. She's pitched 4 innings so far and given up all 5 runs, all of them earned. Strike over the inside corner. It's 1-2. Next pitch, the leadoff batter in the 5th. Blooper on the infield. It drops down the third base line. Picked up by Sansone, but it crept into foul territory. So it remains 1-2 on Gallison. I'm not sure who that one benefits more. If it stayed fair, I think there's a good chance Gallison beats it out. Then again, if it had stayed fair, Sansone probably would have gotten to it a little bit quicker and maybe had a chance to throw down to first. Speaking of throwing down to first, Gallison strikes out swinging on a pitch in the dirt. Dug out by Samantha Lopez, who does throw down to first to complete the play for out number 1. Sansone really settling in here. It's the 4th straight batter that she's retired. Prior to this run of 4 straight, she had only once in the first 3+ innings retired even 2 batters in a row. Ball one inside to Haley Linth. That's her 4th strikeout of the game now. 3 of them have come against the last 7 batters. Ball high and in, and a hitter. Brushed by Haley Linth that time. Enough contact to put her on base, and it's the 3rd hit batter of the game. 3rd batter hit by Sansone. She's only walked 1 today, but she's put on quite a few for free, one way or another. Kaylin Rolniak's been on base twice, and she was the first one to be hit by a pitch today. Singled her last time up. Now batting for a 3rd time with a runner at first and 1 out. She drops down a bunt, first base side. It is picked up by Gina Locasero, who applies the tag to Rolniak going by. Length advances to second on the sacrifice, and there's a runner in scoring position with 2 down. 3 unassisted on the out. And the batter is right fielder Maddie Keating, who came on defensively a couple of innings ago without ever having gotten an at-bat. She will not hit for herself here. We're going to have a pinch hitter on the number 9 spot. Let's see who's coming up. Looks like number 13, Lena Mito. Mito, a prime pinch hitter for St. Francis over the last few years. She makes her first appearance in front of the home crowd here this season. Mito takes a strike. Lena Mito is the 3rd player to bat out of this 9 spot today. Paige Egan grounded out back in the 2nd inning. She was pinch hit for by Julie Chernikowski last time around the batting order, who struck out in the 3rd. This is a wild pitch. Gets away from Samantha Lopez, and Haley Linth moves up 60 feet to 3rd base. 1-1 on Mito. Chernikowski never played the field. She was removed from Maddie Keating, and now it's Lena Mito batting and flying it out to shallow right field. That'll drop in front of the right fielder, Melanie Pabin. Coming in to score is Haley Linth, and it's 6-0 St. Francis. This little blue pit for Mito. She picks up the RBI. Dropped it between Pabin and Galindo. And now it looks like Mito's day is done. It's Paige Egan coming back in as a pinch runner. So we've come full circle. Egan was replaced by Chernikowski, who was replaced by Keating, who was replaced by Mito, who was replaced by Egan. So Paige Egan back in the number 9 spot and doing the pinch running. 6-0 our score. Saints feeling fairly comfortable about where they sit right now in the bottom of the 5th inning. Ball 1 low. And the leadoff batter, Anna Wetherill. Wetherill flies it out to left center field. Moving over to make the catch is Sadie Connor, and she puts it away to end the inning. The Saints score a run, though, on one hit batter. One runner left on. We'll head to the 6th. St. Francis now just 6 outs away from a win. They're up 6-0. Top of the 6th inning, top of the order for Calumet College of St. Joseph. Trying to make a comeback, trailing by 6 runs, but a tall order against one of the best pitchers in the nation, Morgan Derringer, who's gone 5 scoreless so far. Their first pitch of the inning comes in with ball 1 to Sadie Connor. Connor, the leadoff batter and left fielder, 0 for 2 today. Strikeout and a pop out. She drops this one down the third baseline foul. And the count is 1-1. Derringer has retired the last 5 batters she's faced. 3 of them on strikes. In fact, only 3 of 18 batters she's faced in the game have reached against her. 2 infield singles and a walk. Ball high on Connor, 2-1. Facing the batting order for the 3rd time through now, though. Ground ball up the middle, a base hit for the first time all game. Calumet gets a hit to the outfield. It's also the first time all game they've got the leadoff batter on. Single for Sadie Connor and a big base runner there for Calumet as they try to cut into this St. Francis lead. They're running out of time with just 6 outs to go. Trailing by 6 runs. Here's Kopp. First pitch swinging, strike 1. Marissa Kopp is 0 for 2 today. She has struck out and she's grounded out. There's a bunt back to the pitcher, picked up by Derringer and tossed to first for the out. One away, Connor up to second base. Calumet playing a little small ball. It might be a little bit late in the game to start pulling that out. Derringer's hoping for a shutout here, but the Saints would gladly concede 1 run here. They'd still be up by 5. Strike 1 called on the number 3 batter, Celeste Robles. Robles is 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a pop out. Ball high, 1-1. Top 3 hitters in the batting order today for Calumet. They've gone 1 for 7 with a sacrifice bunt. Strike called, 1-2. Anytime you can handle the top of any batting order like that, you're in pretty good shape as a pitcher, and that's what Morgan Derringer has done this evening. Here's the 1-2. Ball 2. It's Up over the head of Robles. One out, runner at second base. There's a pop-up, foul ground. Belandis chases it back to the backstop and has room to make the catch. Nice work by Allie Belandis. That ball wasn't hit exceptionally high. She had to throw her mask off, locate the ball very quickly, and get to the spot. Was able to do so while avoiding collision with the wall. So now there are 2 outs after the pop-out to the catcher, and it's up to Peyton West to get this runner in from second base. Just the second runner the Crimson Wave have had in scoring position today. Alyssa Sansone was stranded at second base in the third. West takes the strike. It's 0-1. And there's a ball. It's 1-1. Connor led off the inning with a single. She's at second base right now with 2 outs as Derringer looks to put up a 6th consecutive 0 on the scoreboard. There's a high fly, shallow center. Gallison, the shortstop, goes back, and she makes the catch just in front of Anna Weatherall. So a pop out to the shortstop ends the inning, and Calumet wastes their leadoff single. They do not score. Bottom of the 6th. Coming up, Saints looking to add a little more insurance. They're up 6-0. Bottom of the 6th inning, St. Francis leads by 6-0 is our score, and they'll send Brooke Carricker, Allie Belandis, and Kayla Garcia up to the dish here in the 6th as they look for one last chance to add some insurance. They'll do so against a new pitcher. Pitching for Calumet, number 30, Claire Shapker. 7th appearance this year for Shapker. It's the first time she has not been a starter. She's been Calumet's best pitcher by ERA. 2-2 with a 2.55 ERA, but she's pitched only 22 innings. She's allowed 10 runs, 8 of them earned, and 18 hits with 14 walks and 14 strikeouts. Carricker, 1 for 3 in the game. She's hit the ball hard all 3 times up. She takes a strike. Shapker, as I said, typically a starter, but not a long-range starter. She only averages about 3 2/3 innings per outing. Fouled away by Carricker. It's 0-2. Alyssa Sansone went 5 innings in this ball game. She allowed 6 runs, all of them earned. 4th inning was the only one she escaped unscathed. 9 hits allowed by Sansone in the game. Ball high, 1-2. She walked only 1 but hit 3 batters. And all 3 of the batters that were hit eventually came into score, so that certainly was an issue throughout this one for Sansone. Ball high, 2-2. Calumet starter finished the game with 4 strikeouts. Ball high. Carricker was behind in the count 0-2, and now suddenly it's full. Payoff pitch. Swung on and missed. Schapker came back to get her. First batter retired by the new pitcher. Schapker's got her first strikeout. 1 down in the 6th. And here's Ali Belandis. Belandis has had a nice game, 1 for 2 with a hit by pitch. Single, an RBI, a run scored. She flew out to left field her last time up. Ball high from Schapker, 1-0. You can bet Morgan Derringer will still be out there to pitch come the next inning, top of the 7th. Belandis pops it up, left side foul, over towards the seats with room to make the catch is Joanna Drew. And Drew makes a nice grab while leaning over the railing there for out number 2. Bringing up Kayla Garcia. Derringer has not been removed from any of her starts this year. Every time she has started a game, she's finished it. So expect more of the same coming up, especially with a 6-run lead. Saints wouldn't mind making that 7 or 8 runs by the time Derringer comes back out onto the field. But 6 figures to be comfortable as Garcia steps in for the 4th time and takes ball 1. Tough day at the plate so far for Kayla Garcia. No hits. She's popped out and struck out, but she did reach back in the 3rd inning. She walked and then later came around to score on an Ashley Gallison sacrifice fly. Strike called, 1-1. She's the only Saints hitter to have walked so far today. So a grand total of 2 free passes issued on walks, not counting hit by pitches. 1 for Sansone, 1 for Derringer. Ball low, 2-1. 2 outs, nobody on base in this bottom of the 6th. Schapker looking for the first 1-2-3 inning of the game for any Crimson Wave hurler. Ball low and in. 2-2. Schapker looking to finish up this 6th inning strong. But she can't do it. Misses low. That's ball 4. Missed one somewhere. I had it at 2-2, but it's ball 4 on Garcia. And a 2-out walk. Garcia walks for the 2nd time today. First base run of the inning, and so once again the 1-2-3 frame eludes the Crimson Wave. We'll see if St. Francis can pull together a little 2-out rally. Torzinski 2 for 3 with a single and a double. An RBI and a run scored. She takes ball 1 up and away. She flew out to the shortstop her last time up. There's a high fly out to center field, relatively deep, but playable for Celeste Robles, who backs up, makes the grab, and ends the inning. So the Saints do not score, no hits. In fact, it's their first inning all game in which they didn't collect at least 1 hit. They leave a runner at first base, and we head to the 7th, 3 outs from a victory. They lead Calumet 6-0. Top of the 7th inning. Last chance for Calumet College of St. Joseph to get a few runs on the board. They need at least 6 to keep this thing going. They trail 6-0 against the Fighting Saints, who scored 1 in the first, 1 in the second, 3 in the third, and 1 in the fifth. It's Pavin, Locasero, and Galindo. 5, 6, and 7 batters to hit against Morgan Derringer here. And the first batter takes strike 1. Pavin is 0 for 2 with a tap out to the catcher. Struck out swinging your last time up. This ball high, 1-1. Derringer has cruised through 6 innings. She's allowed only 3 hits, all of them singles, and 2 of them were actually infield singles. She's got just 1 walk, 7 strikeouts, and 1 strike away from number 8 as it's now 1-2 on Pavin. Swung on, popped up foul left side. Out of play. Still 1-2. Game 2 of the doubleheader coming up about a half hour after this one. It'll start just after 7, depending on when we're able to finish up here. Morgan Derringer has her way. Not too far away now. 2-2 count on Pavin. It'll likely be Taylor Barse getting the call as the starting pitcher in that game for the Saints. Fouled away. Still 2-2. Derringer looking to pick up her 8th victory of the year, compared to 2 losses. Ball in the dirt, bounces in on Pavin to load the count, 3-2. Pavin put on a jacket before this at bat. Getting chilly out there as the sun continues to set. She's had a good at bat. This is the 8th pitch, and it's the final one. She strikes out swinging. Second time that Derringer has gotten Pavin today. Strikeout number 8 for the ball game. 1 down in the 7th. 6th time in 7 innings that Derringer has been able to retire the leadoff batter. Now looking to get number 2 as well. Gina Locasero takes strike 1. Locasero, the leading hitter. Calumet this year coming in. .333 batting average. The only Crimson Wave hitter above 300. She's 0 for 2 in the game. And she takes a strike. It's 0-2. She's popped out to the catcher. She's flown out to center. And now she's in danger of striking out against Derringer with an 0-2 count. She got her swinging, 2 down. Back-to-back strikeouts. Derringer started the game with 3 straight Ks. Can she finish it the same way? She's got 9 for the game. Tiffany Galindo takes ball 1. Galindo has been a strikeout victim twice. Went down looking in the 3rd, swinging in the 5th. She's ahead in the count here, though. She takes a ball high, 2-0. 6-0 St. Francis. Trying to wrap up their first conference victory of the season. Picked to finish first in the conference this year. Strike called, it's 2-1. So a few other teams around the CCAC playing non-conference games today. Several of the schools have started up. Fouled away, 2-2, and the Saints will continue tomorrow. Doubleheader against Trinity International right here at the Harlow Lockwood Softball Complex. 2-2. Contact made on a loop route to shallow center. Charging hard is the left fielder Haley Lentz. She slides and can't make the grab. A bloop single for Galindo, and the game goes on. 2-out base hit. Galindo keeps the Crimson Wave alive for at least 1 more batter. That brings Alyssa Sansone to the plate. Shallow left center field pop-up right there. Wetherill came racing in. Gallison went racing out. Ultimately, it was the left fielder Haley Lentz who had the best play on it. The left fielder slid for the ball and came up just shy. Alyssa Sansone was the pitcher for 5 innings today. removed from the game from that capacity, but still out there to hit now, and she takes strike one. Sansone is 0 for 1 with a strikeout. She's also walked. Swing and a miss, way out in front of that ball. It's 0-2. Derringer still gunning for her 10th strikeout. Trying to wrap up the game on one right here. It's 0-2 on Alyssa Sansone. 2 outs, a runner at first, and she takes the ball. 1-2 the count. Here comes Derringer's next offering. Popped up, foul ground, but playable. Belandis is there. She's got it, and there's your ball game. Allie Belandis makes the grab behind home plate, a pop up to the catcher to help Morgan Derringer wrap up her 8th victory this year. Derringer, another complete game. She's 9 for 9 in that regard this year. And today she allowed just 4 hits, all of them singles, in picking up the victory. We got one more game still to go today, but before we start to get ourselves ready for that, let's take a look back at the scoring from game 1. The Saints scored what proved to be the winning run way back in the first inning when Anna Weatherall singled, stole second, and scored on an Allie Belandis single. In the second inning, Caitlin Rolniak was hit by a pitch. Weatherall scored her on a triple. It was 2-0. Then in the third, the Saints really broke it open. Belandis was hit by a pitch. Garcia walked, and Jensen Torzinski doubled to score Belandis. Garcia stood at third after the double and scored on an Ashley Gallison sacrifice fly. And Torzinski was able to cross the plate on a Haley Length RBI single. When all was said and done in the third, 3 runs had scored. And it was 5-0 Saints. In the 5th inning, they added their final run. Haley Length was hit by a pitch and eventually came in to score on pinch hitter Lena Mito's RBI base hit. That made it 6-0, and that was your final. Morgan Derringer went the distance, struck out 9, walked only 1, allowed just 4 hits, all of them singles. Only 2 Crimson Wave base runners reached as far as second in today's game, and nobody made it as far as third the entire evening. Again, the final score, St. Francis 6, Calumet College of St. Joseph nothing. Saints proved to 12-5. Crimson Wave fall to 7-13, 1-0 and 0-1 respectively, the conference standings. But one more still to play today, about a half hour away. So stick around. I'm going to step aside, get ready for game 2, but I'll be back when we're ready to begin, so hopefully you will be as well. Again, our final score here in game 1, St. Francis 6, Calumet nothing. Game 2 coming up next.